don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through.
Thank you for tuning in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog Talk and News for the night. Saturday Night Live, giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Like I always tell my brothers, big shout out to Big Logic in the building, holding it down. What's going on, Big Dog? Big salute to all the Bulldogs and all the dog lovers from one side of the country to the other side of the country, from one side of the world to the other side of the world. You know, got to give it to you the way I got to give it to you. Y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop down in them comments. Salute to all the brothers and sisters that'll be down in the comments. Salute to everybody that's watching that's not in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into that dog talk for the night. I got to hold it down by myself tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to give y'all that dog talk. I got some breaking news. You know what I'm saying? We got all kind of stuff to talk about tonight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Appreciate you being the first one up in that chat, Big Logic. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to everybody that's watching, man. First thing I want to talk about is can you recognize, your type of dog without the papers? Can you, recognize your bloodline or the type of dog that you like without the papers? Can you just walk up to the dog and say, yo, that's so and so and so? Or what's that? You know what I'm saying? I think that's something right there because, I like that stuff right there, so I know how it look. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that, Big Logic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do it. They just rely on the papers and what you tell them. You know what I'm saying? If a lot of brothers get used to recognizing what they like, recognizing the traits that they dog really show, the stuff that they like really show, they can recognize it, man. A lot of people can't fool you then. You know what I'm saying? You can't come up to me giving me an Eli dog and telling me it's or this kind of dog when I know these kind of dogs look a certain kind of way. That should be something everybody, should get kind of better with doing. Recognizing their lines, man. Recognizing dogs outside of the papers. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know if it comes to that type of situation where you ain't got no papers no more. You got to just rely on what you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like driving somewhere and you don't never pay attention where you're going at and you just driving. I mean, you just riding. You always you done rode with somebody 10 times and you ain't never paid attention how you get there. little 3 or 4 hour ride. And every time you get back, you can't tell them exactly how to get back there because you ain't paid no attention. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to them traits and them dogs, man, and less to the papers. And we know we have a little bit better. You know, a little bit better. Yeah, man. Big Logic say them yellow dogs are unique. Yes, sir. Let me see. I'm about to change this banner up real quick, man. I'm gonna make these things bigger. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. We about to get this thing rolling on. See what I got down in the chat, man. Small World, what's going on with you, man? Got Small World in the building before I get this dog news started tonight, man. Get this thing started. Some of them gonna like what I'm gonna talk about, some of them ain't. You know what I'm saying? One thing I gotta say, man, you know, since a lot of y'all brothers need me to get y'all content, you know, I see that now. If I don't drop nothing, you won't be able to drop nothing because you worry about what I'm gonna talk about, then you're gonna respond to what the hell I'm talking about. You know, since y'all need me to drop y'all content, I'm about to take you to school tonight. You know what I'm saying? Since I got your attention, you know, I'm gonna take you to school tonight. I'll drop the link down in the chat for anybody who wanna join. You know what I'm saying? When we get into this dog talk, I don't want nobody to feel like I'm speaking about them, which I won't be, but anybody feel like I'm speaking about them and they can't respond to anything, or anybody want to speak about any kind of dog talk, you know what I'm saying? You're welcome to come up when I drop the link down in the chat. You know, welcome to come up. See what Brother Small World say, it's a matter of knowing a family of dogs traits. Yep, you're right about that, dog. Structure and all that. You got to be able to look at them dogs and be like, boom, that's a tab dog. Boom, that's a Boudreaux, a Eli, a Skull dog, or you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a so and so. You know, you got to be able to look at them, even if you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're wrong, if you're the type of person that's always look at a dog, as soon as you look at them, you think you can call the bloodlines, then you know, you already got it in you. You know what I'm saying? At least if you don't got it, you think you got it. Shit, that's what it's about. Looking at it and thinking you know what it is. Hemi James, what's going on with you, big dog? Salute to you tonight, fam. Appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you showing up tonight. Yes, sir. We about to start talking some of this Bulldog talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking some of this Bulldog. Hey, but since them boys hitting me with that content, man, they hitting me as soon as I drop something, they start dissing me and all kind of shit, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But what I did find out, I ain't dissing nobody tonight. But what I did find out is Master of all Bulldogs and Thompson Kennels is blood related. They blood related. That's why they act so crazy. That's why they defending each other as well. You know, but I would not talk about nobody tonight. You know, I'll just have to throw that out there. You know, and that's why that's a whole little circle. You the master of all Bulldog circle, so I know I can't argue with folk. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't argue with folk. You know, no, I can't. Now, what I do want to ask brothers, you know, before we get deep into this dog talk, what was the purpose of any brother showing my mugshot on Facebook when I showed my mugshot on 3 or 4 of my videos already in the past? See, you ain't been following up my videos. I done did videos on my own damn self. You know what I'm saying? That's how less some of you dudes that talk about me follow my videos. I done made videos about my own self, man. You know, how can I make a video about this person when I ain't talking about myself? I just ain't gonna go back and tell you which one it is. I done did so many of them. But hey, it is what it is, man. Folk be doing stuff that don't mean nothing, you know, to nobody. The person you showing it to, and the person you showing. You know what I'm saying? The person you showing. But let's talk about the 90s. You see, because when we talk about the 90s, and that's what I'm dropping the link down in the chat for. I want these brothers who talking, you know, a lot of this fast lane talk. Let's get up here and talk about the 90s. I don't want to talk about nothing, nobody, what they did, no personal this, no personal that. Let's talk about the dog game for the 90s. Let's talk about when the VCR tapes was coming out. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about when the VCR tapes was coming out and brothers was getting them shows on VCR tapes. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that other stuff, just strictly VCR tapes. Had you about 5 or 6 good shows on it. You know what I'm saying? We can't talk about that. We can only talk about this modern day stuff or partial modern day. You know what I'm saying? Partial modern day. I need some of them boys who mentioning the Bay. When I get them alerts, say they talking about the Bay, I need for y'all to come up here in this link tonight and let's challenge the Bulldog knowledge y'all brothers got, especially y'all bully brothers. Let's challenge that Bulldog knowledge, man. We're going to go back to the 90s. Bug City, come fuck with me tonight, dog. I dropped a link. We ain't going to argue with each other, but we're going to see how much dog talk we're going to talk. We're going to go back to the 90s, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we going back to the 90s tonight. Thompson, come fuck with me, dog. We're going back to the 90s tonight. We ain't doing no cussing at each other, no nothing, but we're going to talk 90s Bulldogs, Pits. Other than that, y'all can't be mentioning my name. I'm about like, baby, man, put some respect on that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. If you can't get up there and talk, I'm dropping a link. Let's talk peacefully. Let's talk brotherly. Let's talk about these Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about the 90s. We ain't talking about nothing else but the 90s. If you can't keep up, hey, it is what VCR tapes and shows. You know what I'm saying? Beepers and payphones, VCR tapes and shows. You know? A lot of y'all don't even know what a damn payphone is. John Kramer, what's going on, big homie? I see you down there. Salute to you, fam. Appreciate you coming out tonight, man. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Hoping y'all brothers staying warm out there, man, because this weather is back and forth. At least where I'm at, 3 or 4 days it's freezing. 2 or 3 days it's hot. You know, we in the 70s one day, then we drop down in the 30s the next day. That's kind of one of the reasons I got sick last week, man. You know, this tricky weather, man. Tricky weather. Yeah, man, I've been looking at a lot of them I'm not about to say no names, but I've been looking at some of these new Bulldog interviews and stuff, and I just see a lot of brothers was with that paper peddling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers is with the paper peddling and stuff. Yes, sir. A lot of brothers is with it. And I just know right now, in the day's dog game, my brothers, we need brothers who gonna stand on business. Like King say, stand on business when it come to these dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, Hemi James, man. I gotta talk to brother Leroy, man. I gotta talk to brother Leroy Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard the same thing, and I heard that a little while ago. And I talked to brother Leroy Brown, you know, a little while ago, maybe some days ago, and I thought everything was straight. But yeah, I gotta talk to him, man, because dang, I heard some crazy stuff. You know? Salute to brother Randall. I heard he had some bad news, but if he did, far as the Pitbull community that I know of from here, from South Carolina to California, everybody know that dude does the right things with his dogs. You know what I'm saying? Does the right things with his dogs. Hey, one thing you can't do, nobody can do, man. You can't erase your past, but you can't dwell on your past. You got to move forward with the future. And one thing I'm starting to notice, they not letting brothers do away with their past. Even if you say my past is my past, I'm doing it like this right here now. It's like they want to say, oh, your past, you got to live like this. You doing this. You lying. Like it's getting to the point. Y'all heard that the ADBA show ain't nothing but a big ass dog fighting cover up. The ADBA show ain't nothing but a big dog fighting cover up is what they saying. What kind of options do they give us, brothers? We go the right way. They tear us down and say, this is a dog fight cover up. You know how many brothers that if dog fight was legal, they probably would do it, but so they trying to follow the right thing, so they go do the ADBA stuff. You know how many brothers that's doing these shows, that's a spit in their face for you to say, oh, that's a cover up? Come on, man. At some point, it's like the Pitbulls ain't got no wins, man. The Pitbulls ain't got no wins. You know, And you got to have brothers that's going to stand on business when it comes to these dogs. Shout out to Triple J and them boys out there. Shout out to Going Hard 1 and 2 out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to J Bo and Dogman TV out there. You know, shout out to brother Fat Bill. Excuse me. Shout out to brother Fat Bill out there holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. Shout out to Samurai Kennel and the whole Shogun crew. You know, shout out to my boy Home and the Nanny Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy D Slim. Shout out to all the doggers out there, man. Shout out to all the doggers. We're going to keep this thing rolling. I got some breaking news for y'all, man. That thing keep rolling. That thing's still rolling up there in Indiana, man. That thing's still rolling. The ball is still rolling for the Christmas holidays. You know what I'm saying? The Christmas holidays. Now, my homeboy was telling me something. You know, my homeboy was telling me something. He was like, he was watching one of my videos and he wanted to mention something to me. It's not going to be the colors that ruined this Pitbull game, he said. What ruined this Pitbull game is going to be all the confiscations around the country of these dogs. Everybody that's losing their dogs around this country over the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And like in the next 10 years. You know, that's what a extinction of the dog game or the dog game as we see it is not going to be the same no more, as, you know, my friend said. You know, and he may be right. It may not be about color, you know, as far as getting a good dog, but it may be more about how many of these dogs are losing. See, we don't really pay attention to how many of these dogs losing because it's not happening to you. Pass Jackson, what's going on, big dog? Hardy Dogs, I see you, homie. Salute to you. Thanks for coming out tonight, dog. Thanks for coming out tonight. See, we don't keep track of these dogs because it don't happen to us, so we don't really pay attention to it. But man, there's a lot of great dogs that's leaving this soul. A lot of studs, like I always say. A lot of prospects. A lot of proven bitches. You know what I'm saying? That would have produced great dogs that's gone. You know, and if you don't notice, they will take your dogs. And they don't care about you beating the case sometimes. They don't care about the case falling your way sometimes. But your dogs still end up dead. You still end up not getting your dogs back. At the end of the day, that's all they care about was eradicating that family of dogs. You know, at some point we're gonna be tallying up the population of bully dogs compared to the population of pit bull dogs, and we're gonna say the bully dogs is way more populated in this country than the American pit bull terriers, you know? And this is gonna be that way, man. It's just gonna be that way. It's gonna be to a point where a brother don't care what color dog it is. I just need a real pit bull. You know what I'm saying? I just need a real pit bull. You know? Now, I ain't gonna keep y'all brothers too long tonight, but we're gonna talk a little bit of that dog talk, and I'm gonna give you some of that breaking news as well. But first thing I wanna know, man, is STP Buck the best bolio dog worth talking about these days? When it comes to bolio dogs, is STP Buck the best one? Because I don't hear nobody talking about the hardcore pure bolio dogs. Not the bolio and red boy, bolio and Jeep, just strictly bolio. Maybe a little 25% or 10% or something else, but for the most part, strictly bolio. You know, and me and Pro was talking about that on Saturday Night Live last week, but we couldn't come to agreement. But I mean, I didn't really do too much research on it because I don't know all of the bolio dogs' names. But I know Buck is one that people talk about a lot. People talk about getting that Gaston stuff that's coming down off that Buck stuff. You know, they talk about, you know, a lot of different other dogs that's coming down off the Buck stuff. You know, like the 357 stuff and, you know, just all different dogs. But you never really hear him talking about, okay, Big Logic say the Luther stuff. Big Logic say the Luther stuff. I'm gonna have to look that stuff up in a few minutes, man. I start throwing them pads up there. Yeah. But y'all think about that, man. Legion Fury, what's going on with your fam? Salute to you. Y'all think about that, man. What y'all think the best bowler? Yo, one brother say Luther. I was just wondering, was it Buck? You know what I'm saying? But y'all drop down in the comments, drop down in the chat. We're going to keep this thing rolling tonight. I'm up here solo dolo. Y'all hit that like button. Don't forget to drop down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And then a couple weeks ago now, I told y'all Kobe was the equivalent to Michael Jordan. But, I mean, I did a little research now. Is it Kobe or is it Earl Tudor? Is it Kobe or is it Mr. Earl Tudor when it comes to the Michael Jordan of these dogs? You know what I'm saying? Because I found a look, when you can't really, one thing I will say, when it comes to the Kobes, they operated as a family. You know, it was brothers, sisters, kids, grandkids, all of them operated as a family. When it come to Tudor, he did it basically as him, maybe his wife, but him as one man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep all that stuff in mind as well. Got to keep all that stuff in mind. But I got a few of these old pictures that I may be flashing up here while we talking about it. You know what I'm saying? While we talking about it. Who do you think is the Michael Jordan, Earl Tudor or Kobe? You know? Let me see. I got this picture up here. See which one it is. Okay. That's old Mr. Earl Tudor. If I'm not mistaken, that picture is from 1917. Jack Swift, him and Jack Swift, if I'm not mistaken. 1915, sorry about that. 1915. Fat Form Ray, what's going on, bro? Salute to you. J-Bo, big salute to my brother J-Bo once again. Big salute to you, J-Bo. Holding it down week after week with that dog news, my brother. Big salute to you. That thing just starting, fam. That thing just starting. Big salute to you, dog. Dogman TV in the building. Yes, sir. Bully Boy Bob. Bully Boy Bob. Best bully dog. No. Bully Boy Bob. We got Luther. Buck, Bully Boy Bob, and Luther. Out of them three, which one would you take? If you had to take one out of them three, which one would you take? Bully Boy Bob, Luther, or STP Buck? And you got to think about production. Got to think about production. Oh, Mr. Earl Tudor. Him and his wife right there, chilling with one of their dogs. Now, I got something I want you to check out right here now. Look at the conformation of this dog. Now, this dog is from way, way back, way back. Look at the conformation of that dog, man. That dog got a great conformation. You know what I'm saying? Great conformation. Why I wanted to talk about that is because we got a topic that we want to get into, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. It's about the gameness of these dogs these days and the gameness of them dogs back in the days. But we're going to get into that in a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that in a few minutes. You know? But when it comes to the Michael Jordan, Kobe, and Mr. Tudor, who is it? Kobe had the picture. 24 legendary wins. We don't know if they was legitimate. All we can do is go by what we read. Barton, salute to you, fam. Gringo. What's going on with your Gringo? Yes, sir, man. That dog that got good confirmation. You know what I'm saying? To say for brothers to be trying to take a lot of the more better breeding credit for more modern day times. That dog there looked like a dog you could have bought yesterday from around the corner somewhere, from one of these top-notch dog men houses. You know what I'm saying? Depends on if it's red nose or not. I can call what bloodline it look like it could have come off of these days. But you got Kobe's picture, and nobody else too much got a dog that's going to compete with that as far as the wins wise. All right. Now, when it comes to the old school dogs, some brothers say the dogs got gamer that we got now are gamer than the brothers had back in 1915, 1917, back when Pitcher was winning them 24 shows. The brothers say the dogs that we got now are gamer, and I beg to differ. And I'm going to break my opinion down, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Salute the Green Transport. For any of them brothers who need a good, clean, reliable transport, holler at the brother Green Transport. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to break it down, man, why I beg to differ. Why our dogs are gamer than Mr. Tudor, Mr. Kobe dogs from back in the days. Okay, we say we breeding better, but the thing is, why does every brother from the 80s era, from the late 80s era to the 90s era, say that the Bulldogs from the 80s and the 90s were better than the Bulldogs right now? Every brother that came from that era with Bulldogs say the Bulldogs from them eras were better Bulldogs than the Bulldogs right now. Okay. That means if we went down from the 80s to now in Bulldog quality, what the hell you think we did from the time Mr. Kobe and Mr. Earl Tudor and the boys started this thing back in the day? See, we can't discredit them boys and start saying, oh, they was going against raccoons, they was going against all kind of German shepherds, wolves, all kind of stuff. We can't discredit the boys because they was back in the days. Guys, I'm starting to see that's what brothers doing. You know, if the dog quality went down that much from the 80s to now, what do you think there was back in the days? The same way football was. Football was rougher. Boxing was rougher. Everything else was rougher back in them days. We talking about game. Our dogs were more gamer than them dogs back in the days. Man, them boys back in the days probably had more killers than they got in the modern day time. They probably was finishing dogs back then. They didn't have to be game. You know what I'm saying? You had to be game in order to beat them dogs back then. You know, that's when they start talking about, oh, I got to be game. I need to fight an owl because that dog here, he going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? He going to kill you. Them dogs back then was finishers. I would think, you know, you lost more of the finishers, and now you're getting dogs that'll fight for 2 hours but don't want to finish nothing. Just want to keep fighting. Just want to keep fighting. He don't want to finish not one thing. You're losing all your kill and getting gameness. That's just my opinion when it comes to comparing the early 1900s to 1980, this modern day time. You know what I'm saying? I just think them folk back in them days don't get the credit with their wins because they have high numbers of wins. You know what I'm saying? Folk be like, they just went against Rudy Poop dogs. You know what I'm saying? If I know that the laws in my days, you know what I'm saying, as a 44-year-old were wild, wild west compared to the laws now, then, man, imagine back when them boys was out, man. That shit was a whole different level. The more freedom you got, the more of a bulldog you can see if you really got. If that shit was totally legal, you'll know if you really have a bulldog then. Then you'll really know if you got a bulldog. You don't have to look over your shoulder for nothing. You'll see if you really got a bulldog then. The more stricter they get on them laws, the less chances you got of finding the great bulldogs out there. You know, they getting tight on them laws. Brothers don't want to get caught up. Brothers ain't checking this. Brothers ain't checking that. So you getting, less quality dogs. You know what I'm saying? And the more they do that, the less quality you getting compared to back in the days. The more they take, less quality you getting compared to back in the days. You know? And that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Big shout out to Melvin Darby in the building, man. Arrowhead Kennels in the building. Big shouts out to y'all, brother, man. I appreciate all the brothers that's down in the chat tonight, man. We gonna get, keep that dog talk going. I'm gonna keep that thing rolling. Hey, J-Bo, man, I'm rolling Dolo tonight. Big dog, man TV got me up here Dolo tonight, dog. Hey, who y'all got on that fight, man? Haney or Regis, man? I'm checking that fight out tonight myself. You know what I'm saying? Checking that fight out tonight myself. All right, man. Let's keep that thing rolling. Let me get this banner down. All right, now, what y'all think the best bulldog is? Modern day time. Is it this dog right here? The sniper dog? Is it the sniper dog? I'm looking for the best bulldog modern day time if I wanted to breed. That's a sniper dog pedigree right there. Hey, Parrish, I like how Haney look, man. I like how Haney look, his body. I like how Haney box. But I got to go with Regis tonight. For some reason, I think Regis going to pull up an upset. I hope he do, because he talked a lot of that shit. He talked a lot of shit, boy. Clay talked a lot of trash. I'm going to roll with Regis tonight. I'm going with the underdog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I got to figure out how to, I guess I got to do it like play by play and stuff like that to get them. Last time I had to fight up there, they shut my channel down in the middle of the fight. But yeah, man, that sniper dog. I'm wondering if that's one of the best balls, dog, floating around right now if you wanted to make a breeding, because I heard that dog producing real good dogs. And as you can see, that dog does have a awesome physique. Awesome physique. You could pretty much see that dog there breeding with any line of dogs and throwing a great physique of dogs, far as how active they is, or far as how how athletic they is. I don't know, because I haven't really ran that line, but all I hear is brothers talk good about the ball stuff anyway. And then when you look at that dog, he just look like he just worked. He don't look like no lazy dog. He look like a dog that's ready to play and work and do all kind of stuff. Yeah, man. Now I ain't gonna lie now. My boy Florida Outlaw down there got some ball stuff down there. He got some ball stuff down there. So he got some of that heavy, pure handicap stuff. Anybody, want to holler at that brother, you can holler at Florida Outlaw. You know what I'm saying? Holler at Florida Outlaw. Now, I want to talk about this before I get off Earl Tudor and Kobe. Something I read that Earl Tudor said, a statement that I read that'll help some brothers out these days, probably. Earl Tudor said he's seen a test being ran on 2 greyhounds, one being fed meat and the other being fed bran with dried milk on top of it for 4 weeks. Make a long story short, he said the one that was fed bran, like, cereal bran and dry milk for 4 weeks, ran a quarter mile faster than the one that was fed meat, And I'm saying that to say this. When it comes to them keeps, if you're really not 100% sure what you're doing when you come to that meat, that raw meat, stick to the dog food. The dog food and the brand and that type of stuff, you liable to get a dog that can go. I believe you have your dog overheating if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to feeding that meat, in a keep wise, I mean. If you're going into a ADBA dog show, you don't pretty much have to worry about overheating. But if you're going in something, where you got to use a lot of energy, you might have to worry about that. But yeah, man, he said bran and dry milk covered over it. That's all he got, bran and dry milk. You know what I'm saying? But now let's talk about the gentleman sport, man. Let's talk about the gentleman sport. Where the gentleman at in the gentleman sport? A lot of people don't tell you the only gentleman in the gentleman sport most of the time is the two brothers that's going against each other. The only two gentlemen is the two brothers that's going against each other most of the time. Well, not most of the time, but I'm making that statement because I'm saying this. You know, the two brothers in the middle, they get along. It's the entourage. You can't keep your entourage down. And that's where the sport changes at. You know, the gentleman sport, most of the time is conducted like a gentleman sport with the brothers that's in the middle. But when it comes to the entourage, it's like them rappers. Like them rappers walking around with them brothers from the hood, using them for security. Your entourage will be your downfall when it comes to certain things. You can't keep everybody. You got different tempers, different type of people, different this, different that. You know? And that's where I think separates the gentleman side of the sport from the other side of the sport. You know, because the brother in the square, he ain't worried about bringing guns. He ain't worried about bringing drugs. He ain't worried about bringing that, but what he got to put that money down for that dog. You know, everybody else worrying about all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? The one in the middle, he not talking. The ones on the outside ain't got no money involved, and they doing too much damn talking. Can't shut them up. Ain't got $1 on it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it just is what it is, man. It's hard to handle your entourage, you know? And that, like I said, that's where the sport changes. It's not a gentleman's sport. Brothers who roll 2 and 3 deep, you know, you don't have them problems. You don't have them problems because when you rolling 2 and 3 deep, you're going to make sure the person that you out there playing with, he rolling 2 and 3 deep. Every single thing I gave y'all on this news tonight, I'm about to give y'all more breaking news I'm about to give y'all tonight. These brothers ain't rolling 1 and 2 deep. But it ain't here for me to tell them how to roll. It's for me to show them how rolling like this get you. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how we used to play back in my days. See, the Lord bless me, allow me to get out of it. And shit, they can say what they want about them ADBA shows. They can say they fake. They can say they cover-ups. I'm going to keep attending them. Get as many ribbons as I can get. I like competing. It don't matter what I got to do to compete. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm competing with my dog against other dog brothers and other dog sisters, it don't matter what I'm doing. And then if I get me a ribbon or I get me a trophy, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And when I get home at night, I still feel good about my damn dog. You know what I'm saying? Still feel good about my dog. Now, brother Prentice Carr say the Killian strain of Boyle's dogs, the voodoo caramel strain. Now, see, my boy Florida Outlaw, shit, he originated that voodoo stuff. You know what I'm saying? He originated. I'm gonna get that interview up in one of these good old days. Me and that brother competing right now. He got one badass puppy called Jimmy Draco. You know what I'm saying? Balls off his stuff, and Puma Cross. I'm gonna be competing with him with my smokehouse dog, old Dan. We're gonna just be fucking around and just competing confirmation wise. I ain't talking about training confirmation wise. Pictures, taking pictures, seeing who the best picture taker, who taking the best pictures. Not me and him, but the dogs. Who got the best poses? Who looking like they look the rippest today? Who looking like they coat shining today? You know what I'm saying? Big salute to that brother Florida Outlaw, man, producing them great dogs on there, that balls and that Puma stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to that brother. Big salute to that brother. All right, let's see, man. Let's see. I got a question for them brothers down in the chat, man. I got a question for y'all brothers down in the chat. Call and catch weight. When it comes to call and catch weight, can I say, hey, city boy, man, it's scratch line. Let's go catch weight. Mine 40 pounds. I know city boy, I know scratch lines on 44 pounds, back in them days. Does catch weight means or have to mean in the high 50s and the 60s? Or can catch weight mean we don't care about those weights? Come with what you come with, all the other rules still apply. You know what I'm saying? You say you 35. I don't care. I could beat you. You 40, catch weight. I'm coming in whatever weight. I know mine will probably come in 36. You say yours 40, so I ain't worried about it. You know, bring them how you gonna bring them. You know, would that still be considered a legitimate catch weight? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, would that be considered legitimate catch weight? Or do brothers only mean catch weight as big dogs? Big dogs. Me and Scratch Line, we got 2 dogs. And both our dogs kicking up dust in their little area or whatever. His on 44 pounds, mine 37. You know what I'm saying? I don't think mine, nothing could beat mine. I don't care what weight your shit is. You know what I'm saying? Bring it, dog. Catch weight. You came in at 44. I came in at 37. We shook hands at the beginning. We shook hands at the end. But Scratch Line, this is what I want to ask my brothers in the chat. I can see that being a legitimate win, but I can also see that being room for excuses. I can also see that be room for excuses when the smaller brother lose. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if a brother say you went catch weight, man, you went catch weight. It is what it is. Once you say catch weight, it's catch weight. Big salute to Dickie Foster for the $4.99 donation to the channel, man. Appreciate you, Dickie Foster. City Boy says some women throwing hands on the undercard. Hey, them women always be throwing hands, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. The women be out there throwing them things, boy. Now, when it comes to the women they be representing in boxing more than the women representing in basketball. They have a hard time in basketball. The women have a hard time. But the women in boxing, I don't know how much money they get paid, but they damn sure, get their name out there a little more than the women in basketball. All right, man. Let me get to this real quick. I ain't gonna keep y'all brothers here too long like I told you already. But we got an Indiana. I'm tired of saying this damn place. Another Indiana dog fighting raid. Hold up, brothers. I was just talking about that a few seconds ago now. We got 75 damn more dogs. 75. Yes, I said it. 75. We got 7 arrests. 75 dogs, 7 arrests. And guess what? That shit all still going down from that shit Dark Society they pull this pitch out in. And you telling me popping up in. Dark Society. Hey, I told you I ain't talking about nobody tonight. Big salute to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to you. You know? But just be careful out there, man. That game ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? That game ain't nothing to play with. We about to get into this Indiana stuff. Another dog fighting joint. I'm looking for my video now. I got it coming for you. Yo, check it out.
To learn more information from federal agents about raids conducted across central Indiana.
And that includes a couple of properties on the east side of Indianapolis. One of those homes is near 25th and Post, another near 32nd and Keystone.
John Duran's been following this story all afternoon and shares what he's learned so far. John?
Wednesday morning, dogs and dog training equipment were taken out of this home near 32nd and Keystone. The FBI says agents conducted raids across the area. We were able to confirm they were here and at this home near 25th and Post, spotting IMPD, FBI, the IRS, and agents from the Department of Agriculture. A source tells me this operation was investigating illegal animal activity.
In late August, several federal agencies, including the FBI, conducted a series of raids across Indianapolis that federal investigators say involved drug trafficking and dog fighting. A source tells me Wednesday morning's raids were a continuation of that effort.
That operation targeted homes mainly on Indianapolis's east side. The U.S. Attorney's Office says those raids resulted in nearly 20 arrests, saving around 90 dogs, seizing more than 40 firearms, and confiscating dangerous drugs like meth and fentanyl. Federal agents are still searching for Gregory Henderson Jr. They say he was a major supplier of drugs in the area and was involved in dogfighting. The U.S. Attorney's Office tells me we should learn more about any arrests and what was seized during these raids in the next day or so. In Indianapolis, John Duran, 13 News.
See, all I can do is give you the news, man. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers like it. Some brothers, no, it ain't, just for you to see it. See what's going on out here in this world. It ain't for you to try to duck and dodge. It ain't for you to say, oh, it's a roadblock on this street, I'm going to go this way. Nah, it's for you to see. It's for you to see how this game is, man. It's for you to see how this game is. And you talking about this like the third raid they made since that first raid. And every time they hit, they're getting boatloads of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Boatloads of dogs. It's crazy out there, man. Brothers need to stay safe out there. You know what I'm saying? It's the holidays. Enjoy your families. Enjoy our families. Enjoy these dogs. It just is what it is, man. But one thing I want to touch on real quick, I want to touch on taking care of these females before they get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers only start taking care of their females, their dogs, you know what I'm saying, when they get pregnant. We got to have these females taken care of before we even breed them. And some of these dogs wouldn't look as bad when they have the puppies. I'm about to show you. Melly, what's up, girl? Now we 1 weekend. Our puppies are a week old. You don't see no backbone, neither no ribs. Soon as them puppies wean, we ready for a confirmation show. But yeah, man, we got to take care of them female dogs beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Before we get them pregnant. If we want healthy puppies, good healthy puppies. Big salute to the brother Sherman Stacks out there. Big salute to that brother, man. I seen you hit me up in the message. I'ma holler at you as soon as I get a chance to, my brother. I was a little on the busy end. Big salute to you, though. Big salute to you. Now, the last thing, like I told y'all, brothers, I ain't going to be here too long tonight, man. One thing I want to touch up on. Something I see, boy. This boxing game is just like this damn dog game. You got Shakur Stevenson, you got Devin Haney, you got Tank Davis, you got all these boys. Everybody want this certain amount of money. Everybody want all these millions. Nobody want to fight like Mike Tyson and boys. Nobody want to fight like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran and the boys. Just like they dog brothers. Everybody want a 20, 30 grand them. Everybody want a 15, 20, 50 grand them. Nobody want to find a real bulldog. Nobody looking for a real bulldog. Everybody making excuses. It's the same exact way, man. I was looking at them, listening to them boys talking. This man saying he feel like he deserved this before he go to the match. This man saying he feel like he deserved this. And then you start thinking about the dog game, in wonder years, back in the years. Start thinking about how brothers used to, I ain't doing nothing if he ain't got 20 grand. I ain't doing nothing if he ain't got 15. I ain't doing nothing if he ain't got 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? And then shit, how many shows he did in his whole career? He did 2 shows. And that's supposed to be the best bulldog on the East Coast. When his brother over here, he did him 250, he did him 250, 500, some for 1,000, some for 15. But boy, he got a resume on his ass. Man-made. He got a resume on a man-made. That one who didn't price gouge, he found out he had a bulldog. Well, that one who wanted to do for 30, his whole career, 5-year career he only got 2 damn shows off. He only got 2 shows, man. That's why I say, them boys back in the days, they had to have some good dogs, man. They had to have some good dogs back in the early 1900s. 1920s, 1930s. Man, it wasn't no laws when it come to that stuff, man. It wasn't no laws. It wasn't no limit to finding what kind of dog you had, how game your dog really was, or how much of a great dog your dog really was. That's why we can't, when we look at Kobe's picture, we be like 24 wins. That's man, listen up, man. 24 wins ain't nothing for back in that days. That's just probably all that was recorded, man. You probably got brothers who did more than that. You probably got brothers who did more than the 24. You know what I'm saying? Just they wasn't recorded. You're not saying there was a better dog man than Kobe, but I'm just talking about as far as a little match record or whatever. You know? And like I said, man, before any brother ever get up here and say, our dogs are more gamer than Mr. Kobe dogs, our dogs are more gamer than Mr. Tudor them dogs, I ain't talking about Tudor's Dabo. I'm talking about the young Mr. Tudor, the 19, 20-year-old Mr. Tudor, 30-year-old Mr. Tudor. Before we get up here and say our dog's better than them, we better ask them brothers from the 80s and the 90s why we keep saying the dogs that we had back then are better than the dogs that they got now. There's no way the dog game could decline in 20 years and it sustain over 100 years. How the hell they got better over 100 years and all of a sudden decline in the 20 years? Ain't that much money got involved with the dog game to make it decline like that? No. We try to discredit what the boys started. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't around in them areas, so it's easy to do that. You know? It's easy to do that because we wasn't around there. Like some brothers say, you know, that wasn't in the Macho Buck era, that say how he could be a grand champion before he turned 2 years old. You know? Maybe if brothers was in that era, they maybe would know how he could turn a grand champion before he turned 2 years old. If you're a great dog, you know, if you're a great dog and you going in 5, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you ain't getting scarred, you jumping right back out there. You go in one, you don't get too scarred, you get a couple little nicks on your face, nothing, I'm talking about nothing serious, man, you just gonna let that dog rest and you hooking again. You ain't even thinking about sitting on him. You trying to hook into somebody else. So say, boom, I got that first win. I don't even need no keep. We gonna hook at the right weight, whatever weight you call. The weight's right, the referee's right, the money right. As long as the referee's right, the money don't gotta be right. Money don't make a legitimate show. Referees make a legitimate show. The way y'all following the rules will make a legitimate show, no matter if it's for free, no matter what you betting on it. You can be betting bananas on it, apples on it, oranges on it. Long as them referees was right back then, as long as y'all was doing it by the rules back then, that's all that matter. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matter. Brother Fat Farm Ray asks, wasn't the dog population smaller during the Great Depression era? Now that I don't know, my brother. I could do some research, like in it, you know, we can all do a little research on that. I could probably imagine we got more dogs now in our era than they had back then on the actual soul. I can believe that. I can believe you have more wealthier, middle-class people probably than you had back then. You know, that just go out there and buy a $1,500 dog, $2,000 dog. You know, you don't got to be rich to go buy a dog like that or nothing. But I don't know, man, as far as the actual dog quality, though, I just don't really think the quality was bad as we try to make it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was bad as we try to make it. And Kobe, bless Kobe heart, because Kobe get the damn blunt end of the deal, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to his dogs. Because if you mention Kobe name now, oh, Pelican Bay selling Kobe dogs. Not being funny saying, oh, he's selling Kobe dogs with Kobe way in the background. But no, he's selling Kobe dogs with Kobe names in the pedigrees right now. Man, these brothers would be like, oh, he ain't got the game dogs. His dogs, they ain't really that game as they was back in the, the 50s and the 60s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Kobe get the blunt end of the deal. Just because he lasted a little longer, being that he had family breeding the dogs, he kept the dogs rolling a little bit longer than Mr. Tudor did, you know, with his name behind it. And that way we still had Kobe dogs in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, to come into the 90s and stuff like that. Yeah. Him and James say, just like any other sport, you can only compare within your times, man, because everybody times got different things that's going to make their times different than yours. We got them laws, so we can't, you can't really worry about that stuff. We just you got to deal with stuff how you got to deal with it and get what you got and just enjoy the stores and just, make little comparisons and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you really can't be certain. Really can't be certain. Oh yeah, I think they made more money off the dogs back then because I think if it wasn't like how we got all this social media and everybody can just find a pit bull and all that type of stuff like that, it made you want to go buy a dog when you couldn't just find one on every damn corner, man. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just get on the damn internet and see a million pit bulls like that. You know what I'm saying? So it made you, when you did find you one, you didn't care about paying for it, whatever you had to pay for it. When we say stuff was $250, the yellow dogs was $250 and stuff like that back then, yeah, they was. But we didn't realize that stuff was cheap back then. That was just the going price for it. Shit, back then, the $250 probably was like, oh man, that's kind of up there for a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? But, it's just the times, man. Like brother say, like him and James say, the times, game is game. I think we lost. We had more. This is my opinion now. I just think it was more finishers in the modern day time, in the early time than the modern day time. And it could be by default, like him and James say, because of certain things which don't allow brothers to see what they got. Yeah. And Fat Farm, brothers wasn't gonna go bet. Brothers ain't had no money. And you ain't had to worry about them betting no 30 and 40,000 unless you have, you was one of them top dogs out there that had bread to spend like that. You know what I'm saying? If you was one of them top dogs, yeah, you probably was betting money like that. But the average person, shit, they was just more kicked on the thrill of seeing the dogs go. We got $25 on this shit. $25 and the whole yard full up. Y'all think y'all the Carolina Classic did it big. Man, the boy was doing it big back then. 1938, like Fat Farm Ray say. 1938, man, the boy had the bleachers like they was at a pep rally. Now imagine coming in there with your dog, man, and you got everybody up there on them bleachers like that. Boy, you can imagine what your ego feel like when you got a dog that's a champion already, and you coming up in there, everybody looking at you, oh shit. Legion Fur just come up in there, oh, you got that motherfucker with him now. It's about to go down now, boy. It's about to go down. And you got I'm talking about bleachers on both sides. And nobody getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Nobody getting in trouble. People having fun. You got the grill cooking. You got the women out there. Man, listen here. Different days, though, dog. Different days, man. Different days. And maybe we can get, one of these days, we can get to find us a brother that's about 90 years old that want to get up here and tell us one of them stories like that, man. They're going to take one of them brothers like that, about 90-some years old, that want to get up here and tell us a bleacher story. We need a good bleacher story, man. A good pet rally bleacher story with a square in the middle of the bleachers and they got them. Don't worry about it. With the sheriff at the gate, Sheriff at the gate, man. Yes, sir, man. But, man, like I said, man, I ain't gonna keep y'all brothers here too long. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of that dog news tonight, man. A little bit of dog talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check out that fight as well. I hope my brothers have good luck who bet on old Haney. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all brothers have good luck. But old Regis gonna take it out tonight, I believe, man. Old Regis gonna take it out tonight. I do want to send a big RIP, man, to one of my friends who lost her son this week, over the past couple of days. I want to send a RIP to her, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's never good, and I don't want nobody to ever have to feel the hurt of losing their kids. I never felt it. I can't never say I know what it feel like, you know what I'm saying? But I want to send my RIP and condolences to her. You know what I'm saying? And big salute, man. Like I say, don't forget to hit that like button. Big salute to all the Bulldogs, man. Ty Williams, what's going on, man? Hey, Ty Williams say 250 back there with 2,500. You ain't lying, Ty, man. You ain't lying, dog. When I was hollering at Mr. Claude, man, he say 250 for them yellow dogs I was telling y'all about. Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I think about it now, shit, 250, man, let me get 4 of them. Let me get 5 of them. Shit, and I still ain't kicked out no bread. Let me get 5 of them, but I ain't kicked out no bread still. Got me feeling like, what my man, young breeder, one of them boys, back in the days when I was young. Shit, boy. Bread, everything was cheap, man. Everything was cheap. Yeah. Hey, man, but I don't miss the money. You know what I miss about the back in the days dog game, man? It ain't the money. It ain't the cheap. If I can still, I'll give the prices if I can take this right here, have this part right here back. The part that we can trust people and we can go back to the yard visits, the yard tours, and we can go back to talking to old school dog men. We can pull up in the yard and not have to worry about all the BS. You know what I'm saying? We can go back to them days, man, when I could just roll up in a man's yard because he got barrels in his yard, and I've been riding for hours smoking. Me and my homeboys, all we looking for is barrels. Barrels, you got some pits, you our best friend now. We want to know what the hell you got, and we want to buy it. If we can buy it, sir. You know, if not, you know, so be it. But for the most part, everybody that we hollered at said, you know, their dogs were for sale. Yes, sir, man. Ty, man, you right about that. I'm going to have a moment of silence, a good 10-second moment of silence for that brother who lost his life. You know what I'm saying? Seaway, South Carolina, representing tonight. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Hey, Legion Fury said Jungle Juice was 25 cents. Hey, that's the days we had them, the chocolate footballs. They don't even sell the chocolate footballs in the store no more, man. They don't sell them. I think you got to buy them out, like order them or something. You used to go in the gas station and get your handful of them little chocolate footballs with gold wrappers. You know, they were back in them days. Shit. Get me some Jumbos, 25 cents. Handful of them. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate all y'all boys rocking with me tonight, man. All y'all sisters rocking with me tonight. Like I say, that's up in the chat. The ones that's checking it out. You know, me and Ace gonna be dropping some more videos over the next few days. He going back this week right here. Ace is a great dog, very smart dog. Big salute and big shout out. And I want to encourage any of my brothers out there who trying to train their Pitbull, who trying to train their Staffordshire, who trying to train their bully. Train them dogs, man. If you're trying to train them, you know. If you're trying to train them, man. Them dogs smart. Don't listen to what people say. Them dogs do what you want them to do, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, how can they say they made the fight when them dogs work harder than my mollywows when you start them off as puppies? Just as hard. You know, but we got to have more brothers out here, man. Brothers got to do this shit from state to state, city to city. Like King say. When I say King, I'm talking about T.I. King, man. T.I. boy King. I stand on business, man. Brothers got to stand on business when it comes to them pit bulls, man. And we'll be all right for the next 50 years. Y'all brothers stay safe out there. Y'all brothers stay legal out there. PBK9s. And J-Bo, Pro and Game Mag. I'm out tonight, brothers. Y'all stay safe, man.